Arjuna Vacha Nashto Moha Smritirlabdha Tat Prasadan Mechyata Sthitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. Arjuna Vacha Nashto Moha Smritirlabdha Tat Prasadan Mayachyata Sthitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. Arjuna Vacha Nashto Moha Smritirlabdha Tat Prasadan Mayachyata Sthitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna Vacha, Arjun said, Nashta, dispelled, Moha, illusion, Smriti, memory, Labdha, regained, Tvat Prasadat, by your mercy, Maya, my, Maya, by me, Achyuta, O infallible Krishna, Sthita, situated, Asmi, I am, Gata, removed, Sandeha, all doubts, Karishye, I shall execute, Vachanam, order, Tava, your. Translation. Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions. The purport. The constitutional position of living entity represented by Arjuna is that he has to act according to the order of the Supreme. He is meant for self-discipline. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the actual position of the living entity is that of eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Forgetting this principle, the living entity becomes conditioned by material nature. But in serving the Supreme Lord, he becomes the liberated servant of God. The living entity's constitutional position is to be a servitor. He has to serve either the illusory Maya or the Supreme Lord. If he serves the Supreme Lord, he is in his normal condition. But if he prefers to serve the illusory external energy, then certainly he will be in bondage. In illusion, the living entity is serving in this material world. He is bound by his lust and desires, yet he thinks of himself as the master of the world. This is called illusion. When a person is liberated, his illusion is over and he voluntarily surrenders unto the Supreme to act according to his desires. The last illusion, the last snare of Maya to trap the living entity is the proposition that he is God. The living entity thinks that he is no longer a conditioned soul, but God. He is so unintelligent that he does not think that if he were God, then how could he be in doubt? That he does not consider. So that is the last snare of illusion. Actually, to become free from the illusory energy is to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and agree to act according to his order. The word moha is very important in this verse. Moha refers to that which is opposed to knowledge. Actually, real knowledge is the understanding that every living entity is eternally a servitor of the Lord. But instead of thinking oneself in that position, the living entity thinks that he is not a servant, he is the master of this material world, for he wants to lord it over the material nature. That is his illusion. This illusion can be overcome by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of a pure devotee. When that illusion is over, one agrees to act in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is acting according to Krishna's order. A conditioned soul, illusioned by the external energy of matter, does not know that the Supreme Lord is the Master who is full of knowledge and who is the proprietor of everything. Whatever he desires, he can bestow upon his devotees. He is the friend of everyone. He is specially inclined to his devotees. He is the controller of this material nature and of all living entities. He is also the controller of inexhaustible time, and he is full of all opulence and all potencies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can even give himself to the devotee. One who does not know him is under the spell of illusion. He does not become a devotee but a servitor of Maya. Arjun, however, after hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, became free from all illusion. He could understand that Krishna was not only his friend but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he understood Krishna factually. So, to study Bhagavad Gita is to understand Krishna factually. When a person is in full knowledge, he naturally surrenders to Krishna. When Arjun understood that it was Krishna's plan to reduce the unnecessary increase of population, he agreed to fight according to Krishna's desire. He again took up his weapon, his arrows and bow to fight under the order of Supreme Personality of God. We'll do the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitnamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Upcharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I seek your blessing so that I can say something which adds some value. Also, I pay my humble obeisances to His Grace Simeshwar Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra reading and meditate on lotus feet of Krishna, which can purify my heart. Here we are at the end of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, discussion between Krishna and Arjuna. And just before this verse, Krishna is asking Arjuna, O son of Partha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind, and are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled? And Arjuna is saying that my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory, and I am ready to follow your instructions. Karishye vachanam tav. And the final instruction of Krishna is that Sar dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam. And, and before that, man manabhavad mad bhakto madhyajivam namaskuru. Please meditate on me, worship me, surrender unto me, and I will take care of you.
Kumu, can you reduce the strength?
So now here Arjuna is saying that my illusion is gone. Okay? And Prabhupada in the purport is actually explaining that what does illusion gone means, what does regain of memory means, and what does freedom from doubt means, and what is the meaning of following the instructions. One, every instruction is every statement of the purport is very powerful. The constitutional position of living entities represented by Arjuna is that he is to act according to the order of the Supreme Lord. What is the order of the Supreme Lord? Order of the Supreme Lord is that we surrender unto. Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his instructions to Srila Sanatan Goswami, he actually explains this point. What he says, Jivera Sarupa hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. So being the servant of the eternal servant of Krishna is the original constitutional position of a jiva. Now, Krishna has three energies. External energy, that is Maya. Then marginal energy, that is in between the internal energy and the external energy. And then there is internal energy of Krishna. Now, there is further division of these, but we have to understand from this perspective that there is our position is right in the middle, and then either we can align towards the internal energy of Krishna and become favorable to Krishna, or the jivas can actually align towards the service of external energy, and then can be Krishna Vimukh, or can be envious to Krishna.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, for example, here, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he is in the normal condition. But if he prefers to serve the illusory energy, external energy, then certainly he'll not. Then certainly he'll be in the bondage. What does bondage means? Bondage means that going through the four miseries. What are the four miseries of life? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. That's the birth, death, old age, and disease. Everyone is, whoever is in the material energy, is going through this four miseries, four problems of this life. Then we can actually try to understand this that by yoga ladder, which is also described in Bhagavad Gita, that how one positions, how one moves from one step. So the Krishna's realization, Bhagwan's realization is actually done in the steps. So at the very basic is the animalistic propensity, that those who are just engaged in the eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, uh, that is uh, that is what even a animal does. That animal is also engaged in the process of procreation, no? Process of methuna, you know, is engaged in the process of eating, okay, uh, either by hunting or by uh, some other uh, process, but is engaged in the process of eating, then is in the process of sleeping. No? Every animal takes some form of rest, and then in the process of defending, there are different weapons, different uh, qualities, uh, starting from, if nothing can be done, then camouflaging, running away, hiding, uh, fighting. Some form of defense is actually part of the in every animal. And then we have this, so much so that we are seeing that the spring season is coming, and then all these, uh, especially in the northern, uh, in the Western world, or in North America, lot of uh, greenery is coming, because there's a fall season and then the winter season, where uh, those trees which could not actually uh, go through the or bear through the harsh weather, they shed their leaves and then flowers, so that they can go on the minimal requirement for energy, because there will not be much energy. They will be That's also a part of uh, defending. We see that when harsh weather comes, uh, many animals go into the hibernation process, hibernating. Yeah. So that is also a process of defending. Right? So all these, every jiva tattva is actually uh, has these four propensities. Now, one level above is uh, when you actually start thinking about that, okay, there can be a higher purpose, and then you actually are engaged into some kind of karma kanda. In fact, even then, it's not very, if the focus or the goal is just to have these four propensities fulfilled, then even that is not very, a top quality. But at least there is some understanding that there is higher purpose of this, and then by following some purificatory, uh, regulated processes of karma kanda, you slowly start to you purify your daily act, your daily activity. Uh, but the actual process of uh, realization for Krishna starts from then uh, karma kanda, beyond karma kanda, when one is on the karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. And there also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually uh, explains. So, what is the purpose of Jnana Yoga? What is the purpose of Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga's purpose is, Srila Prabhupada actually explains this in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second chapter, second canto, fourth chapter, and verse number 19. That in the purport of it, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that uh, karmis, jnanis, and yogis, uh, they all are uh, engaged, they all still have personal desire. So what does karmis, karma yogis or karmis, their desire is engage into the uh, enjoying the fruits of the um, karma they are doing. So that's why they are called uh, bhukti kamis. Then there is jnanis who are trying to uh, become one with the supreme lord by the mental speculation, and they are uh, those who have the desire of mukti or liberation, and that's why they are called mukti kamis. And then the mystic yogis who are engaged in the process of ashtanga yoga, they are uh, siddhi kamis. They want to attain these 8 different kinds of uh, siddhis, lagima, um, uh, including like becoming bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest, those kind of things. So they are actually into the siddhi kamis. So Mahaprabhu actually, and then above that is, of course, those who are the devotees of the Krishna. So think about that. Srila Prabhupada, when he gave this knowledge of devotional service, he actually put us right at the top of the, top rung of the uh, ladder, at the top position. That uh, what is that? Engage in the devotional service. That is what is the purpose of going through karma kanda, then jnana yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, uh, and ashtanga yoga, and then from there, Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and then uh, from there, the next is actually becoming a bhakti yogi, and then the actual uh, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna's realization. So it is like um, Acharya has explained that just by enrolling into the university of this Bhakti Yoga, one is given the whole process, the whole understanding, and then after that, the entire our effort is more towards realizing it. But in the process of the realization and the process of realization, there is no difference actually, other than the intensity. What I mean by that is that once you realize as a bhakti yogi that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the one whom I should surrender, and his satisfaction is the uh, goal of my life, and that is why let me serve him. But the service is being done right from the beginning. All the devotees, if you see, are actually engaged in the service of uh, Krishna. And how is that coming? Actually, in the second paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is explaining uh, that this illusion can be overcome by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of a pure devotee. So it is that we are actually engaged in the service of the Lord either by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of his devotees. And it is actually mercy of the Lord is very difficult to get, because he's when is he? He's actually we read that in chapter number in the current chapter, uh, verse number 66, that Krishna is saying that I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. No? Aham tvam sarpapebhyo mokshasyami ma shuchaha. No? Please do not worry. I will deliver you from all the problems. But before that, he is actually giving a condition. And that condition is very difficult to follow. What is that condition? Sarv dharman paritidya mam ekam sharanam braja. Please, first you have to come to surrender me. Once you surrender me, then I will take care of, not before that. That's so it's very difficult. It's not possible to surrender to Krishna. It takes time, it will take effort, it will take practice. But that same Lord, when he comes as a Bhakta avatara, then he becomes Mahavadanyaya. When he comes as same Krishna, when he is coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is freely distributing that mercy. And then following in his footsteps, his devotees are actually freely. What qualification do I have to talk about Bhagavad Gita? But it is the mercy of the devotees. Simeshwar Prabhu who is engaging me into this seva, so that I can have some moment of my day engaged into thinking about Krishna. What qualification do we have to go and serve Krishna in our ISKCON of central New Jersey? We do not have. But it is by the devotees' mercy that we go there, we are able to cook for Krishna, we are able to dress him up, we are able to give him bath, we are able to have his darshan, we are able to sing for him, we are able to sleep him, we are able to wake him up. That is the mercy of a devotee. And then in the process of, once our heart gets purified, then in that process, we will understand that yes, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let me surrender. And then what do? We do the same thing. So the actions do not change. The intensity of it will change. But the actions will actually remain same. Before the understanding and after the understanding. So, and then that actually comes from the mercy of Krishna. Few days back we were celebrating the Narsimha Chaturdashi, appearance day of Lord Narsimha Dev, and we heard in the Katha that how merciful is the Lord Narsimha, that this empire was built by Hiranyakashipu, a huge empire, by him and his brother, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They were so powerful that Hiranyaksha, who was the younger brother, he didn't have to actually go and fight with any of the demigods or the kings of planetary system. Just by his presence, they will run away. He'll not have to wage a war against any of them. So just his energy was, he was so powerful, and he wanted to have this pleasure of fight. So to challenge that, nobody else, no other demigod, no other devata was actually ready to fight with Hiranyaksha. So what did he do? He took the Mother Earth to the bottom of the ocean to challenge uh, Lord Vishnu, to challenge Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Supreme Personality of Godhead came, and then in the Varaha Avtara, and then same was the position of uh, Hiranyakashipu, that he built this empire, and in that empire, uh, his empire, at the end of the day, when uh, it was Devaki Nandan Prabhuji who was explaining in the class that his son, Hiranyakashipu's son, was Prahlad Maharaj. And then in the affection of uh, son, as a father, sometime Hiranyakashipu will smell the hair of Prahlad Maharaj, will caress him, will pick him up in his lap. And by that devotional service rendered to a pure devotee, Narsimhadev, when he appeared, he accepted his throne and after killing, he delivered. So that is the position of a pure service to a pure devotee. And then um, we see that even after going through so many atrocities, Prahlad Maharaj still, he did not develop any animosity towards his father. He was very respectful. In fact, the only boon he asked for from Narsimha Dev was that, please take care of my father, please deliver him. So that is the heart of a devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Krishna Bhakta Niskama Ateva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. So this is Krishna Bhakta is the only one who is Nishkam. Nishkam means not without desire. It's Nishkam means that all the desires Krishna Bhakta has is for the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the desires he has is for the pleasure of the Lord. And that's why Krishna Bhakta or Bhakti Yogi is the only one who is Nishkam and is Shanta. All otherwise, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi, they are, what is their desire? Their Bhukti, Mukti and Siddhi. And that's why they are Ashanta. They are always agitated. So this is what I wanted to discuss, that first is that our Swarup is to be the servant of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? And in that position, we serve for the pleasure of Krishna. And then it is by the mercy of the devotees, and it is by the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead that we come in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Seva, and then we should take it full-heartedly, and then try to take up that opportunity. So with that, I'd like to stop here and then see if there are any comments, corrections. realizations someone wants to share. Is that okay, Samesha?
Roji, yes, thank you so much. Very nice, wonderfully explained the words Nashta Moha Spudurlabha. Moha, the illusion, and how it's affecting and how we can overcome this illusion, come to our real sense. Very nice. Thank you so much. So, dear devotees, please go ahead. Any realizations, reflections, anything you would like to add, anything you would like to discuss? Please go ahead. Say, you are getting closer to the end of this chapter. Puji was covering the various energies, the external energy, the marginal energy, and the internal energy, and nicely covering those topics. Please go ahead if you have any questions on that or anything else. Nobody has anything to add? Go ahead. Somebody was trying to speak. We know that Bhagavad Gita is just starting with Arjuna's perplexion, right? Arjuna was not in a position to do anything. So we reached up to this verse, and Arjuna is telling that now my illusion is gone, and now I am ready to fight. Whatever you say, I will do it. So this should be our the transformation. So when you reach up to the end of this chapter, we should be very firm on our realization and understanding what is what, where we are now, and this chapter is summary of entire Bhagavad Gita, and it's a very essence of, and there are verses in this last section. The essence of the Bhagavad Gita is revealing by the Supreme Lord. It's very, very powerful. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hari Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, anybody would like to add anything? Any other comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you have explained very well. It was very clear and well understood.
Thank you, Mataji. So, glories to my Gurujanas, Shiksha Guru, Path Pradarshak Guru, Diksha Guru. I just trying to follow their instructions. Srila Prabhupada.
Anybody else? Go ahead, and any discussions or any realizations, anything you'd like to add? It's always good to have some discussions after the verse so that we can reiterate what we learned.
Our realization is our own Swarup. Once we know what is our Swarup, and we realize and we feel it and we experience ourselves, our Swarup, that is the achievement, right?
So that's little deeper, Mataji. What you said is yes, correct. But Srila Prabhupada has explained at multiple occasions that our focus should not be so much to try to realize our Swarup. This much understanding that we are the servant of Krishna is good enough. And by that, then we actually try to just engage in the service of Krishna and not specifically persevere to find out what exactly is my Swarup. And by that, what I mean is that that there's everyone has a specific propensity, a specific inclination towards seva, and based on that, one has Swarup. And then we can see that naturally there are some devotees who are more inclined towards doing, let's say, cooking seva for Krishna. Some who are inclined towards doing pujari seva for Krishna. There are some who are inclined towards doing cleaning seva for Krishna. There are others who are engaged in the management affairs for Krishna. There are others who are doing the gardening for Krishna. But the beauty of, and then this all is actually driven by some inclination, some propensity, inherent propensity of that jiva. But the beauty of the Krishna consciousness is that all of these are actually equally potent to deliver oneself to become a pure devotee of Krishna. Krishna is, in fact, when I was reading for this particular class, Srila Prabhupada actually mentions that a devotee is someone who is very simple at the heart. A devotee does not have any pretensions. And that's why, it is, you'll always find that a bhakta is very subtle, very, somebody made this comment very recently, is that His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj mentions this point that Krishna consciousness is so simple that you can miss it. That is this really bhakti? So that's something which I wanted to share on the Swarupa part, Mataji, which you mentioned. That's a little technical, but basic understanding that yes, we are the servant of Krishna and we can serve Krishna in many ways depending on our, it always starts with that how do we want to serve Krishna, and then it becomes beautiful in the process that how Krishna wants to be served. For example, someone may have initially very initial propensity that I want to be engaged in the cooking service for Krishna, but I don't like the cleaning part that much. Or I want to be engaged in the Sringar of Krishna, but I do not like so much the preparation of the Sringar or making garland so much. I love putting garland on Krishna, but I don't want to make garland for Krishna. or but that is initial, and then when we engage with that process, we get purified, and then we walk to the temple, and then we see that, oh, the temple hall is not so clean, and let me now, there we are taking over that what is how is it that Krishna wants to be served, and then we start cleaning up the temple for Krishna. So does it make sense, Mataji?
Yeah, it makes a sense. But in second chapter, he emphasized that I am not a body, I am the pure soul. In second chapter in Gita, it's teaching us. And then ultimately says, he realized that this is not my grandfather, and this is not my brother, and I should, do for dharma. And he says, Karishe vachanam tava. Then he realized that I'm not a body, I'm the pure soul only.
Yes, for Arjuna you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, he's realizing, he's saying that that Parishya Vachanam Tava, yeah, that all my illusion is gone, and then yes, I'm not this body, I'm the soul.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, nice class, Prabhu. So definitely, yeah, we are surrounded with a greater energy, like sun energy, solar. Whole entire universe is standing on solar energy, and 9 planets also balancing by sun. So that is a energy, and also air is a energy where we are getting electricity. So from air also a lot of energy is there, and water is also very energetic, where we are getting electricity from water. So and also fire, that is energy. So yeah, definitely Krishna, we are surrounded with a greater and higher energy levels with all the natural resources created by Krishna. So yeah, definitely nature is a powerful energy where Krishna created, and we are experiencing every minute of this energy. So definitely, yeah, that will be a great opportunity for us to realize these energies, utilizing them in a positive manner. So cats and rats, snakes are also staying in the same energy without any what we can say consciousness, higher consciousness. So definitely this will be, human life will be a great opportunity for us. So yeah, and also we are planning to do Hanuman Jayanti celebrations at our native place temple, Andhra Pradesh. So looking for devotees' blessings, and we need a lot of energy there so to perform Hanuman Jayanti celebrations at our native place. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I enrolled one TV package where about 50 countries will be there. Nearly 7,000 channels will be coming 24 by 7, 364. So if you keep on watching all those things, means we are associated with the negative energies. So whenever we associated with Krishna, the more and more association, the more and more positive vibrations will come. So the more and more we associate with our TV channels, so we will be destruction, and all negative thoughts will definitely come. So that is a great difference I see. So there is an opportunity to sit in front of TV and watch lot of channels. So, but watching more and more leads to negativity, increasing negativity in our hearts only happening. So that is a point I would like to add, Prabhu. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful point. Thank you so much. Yes.
Do we have a Hare Krishna TV in USA?
Yeah, we have Hare Krishna TV. Usually I used to connect to Hare Krishna TV also. Yeah.
We
Or we
have
have different channel or how it works?
we have many good YouTube channels, Mataji. But if you want to actually uh, watch it into TV format or something, Mayapur TV is a good one, where a lot of programs are telecasted from different temples. Uh, Plus, you can also go to different temples channel. For example, ISKCON of Central New Jersey also has its own YouTube channel where we do the live telecast of our programs. Similarly, other temples all over the world are doing it. Then we have various wonderful personalities and sannyasis and other preachers who have their own personal channel, and those are also very good source for um, uh, uh, spiritual knowledge, uh, Krishna Katha. Um, it's 8:04, Prabhuji. Do you think we can take a pause? I have a morning seva as well.
Yeah, that's fine. So I think that's Mayapur.tv and ISKCON TV, right? ITV, something like that.
Yes, Prabhuji, I see that you shared. Yes, those are really wonderful.
Yeah, Krishna TV. Yeah, there are a lot of channels out there.
Thank you. I will try to watch. I am watching on a YouTube all the time.
Yeah, it's very good, Mataji. Very good. A lot of speakers, and also ISKCONDesirtree.com. ISKCONDesirtree.com. If is also a very resourceful. A lot of lectures, a lot of videos, all the books and translations. It's a great source of all our scriptures. ISKCONDesirtree.com. Okay, so anybody else would like to add anything? Any other comments? Okay. Also, dear devotees, please stay. We have a Sankirtan meeting, Sankirtan call, so that we can discuss and plan our book distribution activities. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today, this wonderful Sangha. This is real that you all can come together and glorify the Supreme in the morning and in the evening. So this reveals lots of transcendental realization and the knowledge. So all we need to do, pay the attention of each and every words, and as Krishna says, surrender. So we have to surrender, really surrender in all respect. That's the success of our life. Everything is actually start from there. Our willingness to surrender to the holy name, the Supreme Lord, and devotees. We'll be having this conference, and please stay, and so that we can discuss further. Before that, let's pay our obeisance to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha kalpatarubhasya Adidana pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavam Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And the Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai. Gauri Premanande Hari Hari.
Thank you, Akhilesh Prabhu. Great
Thank you.
class. Thank you, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.